I wanted to take a quick minute and talk about group readings for the Akashic Records. Doing a group reading is one of my favorite ways to answer questions in the Akashic Records, especially about bigger subjects and odd subjects and things that I feel like I know nothing about. I've been blown away by how synchronous the readings can be, but also, as the records have said themselves, that each group member of a group Akashic record reading is presenting a little piece of the puzzle. What do I mean by a group reading? So in my experience, I have worked with up to 8 people in a Zoom room, a video chat, and you can either open your own individual records, or you can open the records of the group that is present in the moment, and then you ask a question. Everybody answers the same question, and then we take about 10 to 15 minutes to see what the records have for each of us individually, and then we come back into the group and share what each of us were given. I have found that it's a really great way to build confidence of being able to read your own records, especially because what comes through for one person often comes through in a slightly different way for another person, and it sort of builds on the information. It's also really interesting to feel the energy in a group. When you're used to opening your records in a group, or even just coming into a group of other readers, I personally can feel the energy of the room, generally in my heart space, in my chest. It feels sort of expanded, or sometimes even like a pulsing sensation, especially when I intentionally connect to the members that are in the room. But even if I don't, sometimes it just feels like my body is kind of buzzing just being in the presence of the group. Recently, when I was in a group reading, I sort of skipped out on the first meditation part and asked what the difference was from opening your individual record in a group situation, or opening the group's records, and they showed me the chords to the records and the people in the room connect in a different way. So if you open your own records, it's like the chord connecting directly from you to your records, but it's thickened because the energy of the group amplifies the connection. And when you open the records of the group, there are smaller chords that connect to each person in the group. Kind of like a spider web, but not in the same pattern. So either way, the group still affects the information that you get, but it affects it in a slightly different way. I do have intentions of doing a demonstration group reading so that people can get an idea of what that looks like in real time. But if you have the opportunity to experiment yourself and see what you get within a group, I highly recommend it and encourage it, and it may really boost your confidence, especially if you're new to the Akashic Records, in being able to help you connect and feel like the information that you're getting is not just in your head, that you're not just making it up. I also want to just mention, and if you're not sure what to ask, some examples of what we have asked the records about are crop circles, and I will definitely be doing a video on that. You can ask things that are pertinent in the moment, such as when there were the wildfires happening in the towns in Los Angeles and California. We asked how we could support the people in that area, and those are examples of bigger, broader questions. You can also do individuals within a group, but If you do it with more than 3 people, I find that it can potentially get a little overwhelming for the person receiving the information for an individual reading by 3 or 4 other readers in the group, because it's just a lot to take in. Even if each individual only spends 5 minutes, answering a personal question for one member that's in the group, it can be a little bit more intense than a one-on-one reading or a 2-on-1 reading. So it's not that I don't encourage you to try it, but you may notice that it's not quite as fun as a general, more broad question to be answered by the group, not directed at one person. Group readings are definitely a fun way to stay inspired or get inspired. Also, if you are in a bit of a slump or feeling like you want to try something new or different and just something to mix up your practice. So if you try it, please let me know what you think, what you experienced, and who knows, one day I may open up hosting for bigger groups, more people, but right now it's working in my smaller, more intimate practice groups. So connect in the comments, maybe you can find some people to work with. It's definitely fun and probably needed at this time. So thank you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.